The Shattered Crown War, which would ultimately tear the proud kingdom of Eldoria apart, began not with the clash of swords or the march of armies, but with something far more insidious, a single poisonous whisper in the shadows of the royal court. It was a rumor, quietly passed from ear to ear, that Prince Alaric, beloved by many, was not the true heir to the throne. This single, carefully crafted lie was planted in the mind of a dying King Theron, whose health and spirit were already failing. The seed of doubt grew quickly, shattering the trust that once bound the royal family together and setting brother against brother in a bitter rivalry. Many suspected Lord Valerius, a cunning and ambitious nobleman, of orchestrating the rumor to manipulate the line of succession for his own gain, weaving a web of deceit throughout the court. Consumed by uncertainty and fear, the king made a fateful decision. He bypassed his eldest son Alaric, and instead named his younger son Gareth as heir, breaking centuries of unbroken tradition and shocking the entire realm. The king died soon after, his final days clouded by suspicion and regret, leaving behind a fractured kingdom and a broken line of succession that no one could easily mend. The crown, once a symbol of unity and power, was not passed on as tradition demanded. Instead, it was shattered, its pieces scattered, each one now a prize for those hungry for power. Thus, a mighty dynasty fell to a single whisper, and Eldoria, once united, now stood trembling on the brink of a devastating civil war, its fate uncertain and its people fearful of what would come next. Alaric, betrayed and cast aside, refused to accept Gareth's claim to the throne. From his northern stronghold, he declared Gareth's rule illegitimate and rallied loyal lords and soldiers. Gareth, crowned in Silverwood and backed by southern nobles, demanded Alaric's submission. Alaric's defiance sparked open rebellion. The North marched south, not as rebels, but as loyalists seeking justice. Gareth's council, led by Lord Valerius, underestimated Alaric's resolve and sent a grand but undisciplined army to crush the uprising. The southern host, dazzling but inexperienced, marched confidently to war. Their arrogance would soon prove fatal. The kingdom braced for war as brother faced brother. The first major clash of the war erupted at the Battle of the Green Fork, a place that would be remembered for generations as the site where brother fought brother and the land itself seemed to bleed. Gareth's army, confident in their numbers and eager for glory, charged recklessly across the river, unaware that Alaric had laid a cunning trap, waiting patiently on the far bank. Hidden among the reeds, northern archers unleashed a deadly storm of arrows, decimating the southerners and handing Alaric a stunning, unexpected victory that shifted the balance of power. Yet the war dragged on, neither side able to claim total victory. Villages burned, crops were trampled, and the innocent suffered as armies marched back and forth, leaving devastation in their wake. The siege of Stonehelm became legendary, with Lady Alara's fierce defiance and unwavering courage inspiring Alaric's followers to hold out against overwhelming odds. In the end, it was not Gareth's army, but the brutal, unrelenting winter that finally broke the siege, forcing both sides to retreat and regroup. The final, decisive battle erupted outside the capital's gates. Alaric, desperate and determined, led a thunderous cavalry charge, clashing with Gareth in a fateful single combat that would decide the realm's future. In a moment that would echo through history, Alaric struck down his own brother, ending the war with a heavy heart and a bloodied sword. The Shattered Crown War was finally over, but the kingdom of Eldoria was forever changed, its people left to mourn, rebuild, and remember the cost of ambition and betrayal. At the heart of the war were two brothers, Alaric, the tragic hero, and Gareth, the ambitious but insecure king. Alaric's victory cost him his family and peace of mind. He won a kingdom, but lost his brother. Gareth, manipulated by Valerius, believed he was the rightful king, but was ultimately a pawn in a greater game. Lord Valerius, the true villain, orchestrated the crisis and paid with his life after the war. Lady Alara of Stonehelm embodied loyalty and courage, becoming a symbol of hope for Alaric's cause. These figures shaped Eldoria's fate, turning a family feud into a national tragedy. Their choices and flaws became legend. Peace did not return easily. Its arrival was slow, uncertain, and hard-won after years of bitter conflict and loss. Eldoria was scarred, its people weary, and its treasury empty. The echoes of war haunted every street, and hope seemed a distant memory for many. King Alaric I ruled with a heavy heart, burdened by the cost of victory. Yet, he found the strength to unite the fractured realm, forging new alliances and rewarding loyal northern lords who had stood by him. Power shifted north, reshaping the kingdom's politics for generations. The northern lords gained influence, and their voices echoed in the royal court as never before. Alaric strengthened the laws of succession and rebuilt the war-torn land, overseeing the reconstruction of villages and fortresses. Yet, despite his efforts, joy never returned to his reign, and the shadow of loss lingered. The Shattered Crown War became a cautionary tale, whispered by storytellers and written in ancient tomes, a warning about unchecked ambition and the fragile nature of peace. The kingdom emerged stronger, its people united by hardship, but the scars of conflict remained etched in stone and memory. The story of the two brothers became legend, a lesson in duty, betrayal, and sorrow, passed down through generations as a reminder of the price of power. And so, Eldoria's crown was made whole, but its cracks would never fully fade, a silent testament to the kingdom's trials and the enduring cost of peace.